Hello Agilist. Welcome to Everything Adaptive with Piyush. I'm Piyush Rade, your host on this channel, and in today's video, we are going to explore the Scrum framework in 5 minutes or less. So stay tuned. Scrum is a framework to solve complex problems, and to do so, Scrum provides us few events, artifacts, and accountabilities. These events, artifacts, and accountabilities are driven by the values and principles of Scrum. There are 5 values in Scrum: focus, openness, courage, commitment, and respect. There are 2 principles on which Scrum is founded: one, empiricism, and the second is lean thinking. The 3 accountabilities together form the Scrum team, which is a self-managing cross-functional group of 10 or fewer professionals. The first accountability on the Scrum team is that of a product owner, who works with the stakeholders and customers to maximize the value of product. The second accountability is that of developers, who are committed to create any aspect of the product. The third accountability is the Scrum Master, who ensures that Scrum is established as defined in the Scrum Guide and is also accountable for improving the effectiveness of the Scrum team. These 3 accountabilities collaborate with each other in various Scrum events. The first and foremost event is the sprint itself, which is a container event of 1 month or less. During this 1 month, all the different activities and all the other Scrum events happen. Sprint planning is the first inspect and adapt opportunity within the sprint, during which the entire Scrum team comes together and collaborates to establish a plan for the current sprint. This is a time-boxed event of 8 hours or less for 1 month sprint. This can usually be shorter for shorter durations. During the sprint planning, the Scrum team looks at their product goal and product backlog and derive a sprint backlog for the upcoming sprint. Developers on the Scrum team meet every day for an event called Daily Scrum. This is a 15-minute inspect and adapt opportunity only for the developers, during which the developers inspect their progress towards the sprint goal and adapt their plan on how to achieve it, which is then reflected in their sprint backlog. Towards the end of the sprint, the entire Scrum team comes together to collaborate with their stakeholders in the event called Sprint Review. The Sprint Review is an inspect and adapt opportunity for the Scrum team and the stakeholders to look at the increment and inspect their progress towards the product goal. This is where the Scrum team takes feedback from the stakeholders on how to improve their product in the upcoming sprints. Remember, this is not a demo or a showcase to promote your product. This event is also time boxed and is time boxed for 4 hours or less for 1 month sprint. It can be shorter for shorter durations of sprints. The last event on the sprint is the sprint retrospective. This event is only for the Scrum team, where the entire Scrum team comes together to look back at their sprint from the perspective of individuals, interactions, processes, and tools. This helps them to come up with actionable improvements, which will help the team to become more effective over the course of time. This event, like every other event in Scrum, is time boxed. The time box for sprint retrospective is 3 hours or less for 1 month sprint. It can be shorter for shorter duration sprints. During all the events, the Scrum artifacts enable transparency. The first artifact is the product backlog. This is an ordered list of all known requirements and is owned by the product owner. The product backlog has an associated commitment which is called as the product goal. At any given point in time, the requirements on your product backlog need to be aligned to the product goal. The product goal is the long-term objective against which the Scrum team can plan their work. The product backlog is emergent in nature. That means as more is learned about the product, it can evolve. The second artifact is the sprint backlog, which is a set of selected product backlog items for the current sprint plus a plan to deliver them. It also includes an overarching objective for the Scrum team to focus during the sprint, which is called as the sprint goal. The sprint goal is the commitment associated with the sprint backlog, which the Scrum team is committed to achieve. Like the product backlog, sprint backlog is also emergent in nature, which means as the developers uncover and understand the development process, they are allowed to change or make modifications to the sprint backlog during the course of the sprint. The third artifact is the increment. This is when one or more selected product backlog items are converted to actual working software that meets the definition of done of the Scrum team. This is also additive of all the increments that were created in the previous sprints. The definition of done is the commitment that is associated with the increment. The developers on the Scrum team strive to achieve this definition of done to ensure utmost quality of the product. That was Scrum Framework in 5 minutes. I hope this helps. For more such videos, like and subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to get notifications of the new content. And yes, you can let me know in the comment section what else would you like to learn about. See you around.